When people hear the term the Big Three, they might think of the 3-on-3 basketball league co-founded by Ice Cube. Or, if they are history fans, they may think of the three major allies during World War II, the US, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union. But a few decades ago, the Big Three also referred to Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, the big three auto manufacturers in the US. Well, one of these manufacturers faced significant financial turmoil in the late 1970s and was rescued by the leadership of one man, the son of Italian immigrants who not only rescued the company, but starred in one of the auto industry's most iconic ads ever. Join me as we look at the television commercial created by Chrysler Corporation that helped revive a dying organization and set in motion a popular trend of having the CEO star in the company's ads. Next, on this episode of The History of Television Commercials. Before we dive into this episode, please take a moment and hit the like and subscribe button to help our channel grow so we can bring you more episodes like this one. Our story begins in 1925 when Walter Chrysler, after spending time at Buick Motor Company and the Willis Overland Motor Company, purchased Maxwell Motor Company, turning the latter into the Chrysler Corporation. Over the years, Chrysler grew and added other names such as Plymouth, DeSoto, and Dodge, all under the umbrella of the Chrysler name. The company thrived even to the point where they financed one of the most famous skyscrapers in New York City, the Chrysler Building. As one of the big three automobile manufacturers, Chrysler had its share of success and challenges over the next several decades. By the 1970s, three factors began to take a toll on the once fledgling automaker. First, the oil crisis caused gas prices to soar and limited its availability, thanks to lower volume from the oil-producing nations. As a result, large gas guzzlers, like many of Chrysler's cars at the time, were no longer in vogue. Second, intense competition from foreign manufacturers, particularly those from Japan, meant Chrysler was losing market share. And third, the quality of Chrysler cars cannot compete with the high-quality standards set by the Japanese with their smaller, more reliable, and more fuel-efficient cars. Although cars like Chrysler's Dodge Dart and Plymouth Valiant were economical and reliable, they were replaced by the unreliable Dodge Aspen and Plymouth Volare. This was clearly not good decision-making by the company. To help put things in perspective, in 1960, Chrysler achieved revenue of $3 billion and profits of $32 million. By 1977, its revenue peaked at $17 billion and profits were $423 million. But by 1978, the company had lost over $200 million, and over the next 2 years, the company would lay off 28,000 workers. By 1979, Chrysler had lost $1.1 billion. The company was definitely in trouble, to put it mildly. It's worth noting that Chrysler was not sitting by idly as things got worse. The auto manufacturer brought in Lee Iacocca from the Ford Motor Company in 1978. While at Ford, Iacocca served in various executive capacities, including president of Ford. While there, Iacocca left his mark, as he was involved in the development of some of Ford's most iconic models, including the Mustang and the Pinto. Chrysler hired Iacocca to help turn the company around, and he immediately discovered how much of a mess the company was truly in, how the company's financials were in disarray, and the fact that the company was producing cars in the least efficient manner possible. For example, using multiple platforms for multiple car models was the least efficient way of manufacturing cars and a huge waste of money. To turn things around, Iacocca began to introduce practices that would simplify the manufacturing process and save the company money. Most importantly, using the K-Car platform, featuring front-wheel drive that would enable the company to build many different cars on the same platform while also using many common parts. Iacocca also introduced the Chrysler minivan, the first of its kind vehicle in the US that was very family friendly and proved to be very profitable. But reconfiguring manufacturing processes and introducing new models would not be enough to turn Chrysler around. The company had to petition the federal government for loan guarantees that would enable Chrysler to stay afloat until it reached stability and profitability. To ensure the loan guarantees, the government required Chrysler to achieve $2 billion in cost reductions or secure funding outside of the federal government for approximately that same amount. The stage was set and the challenge was on. Iacocca proved to be a master at bringing dealers, suppliers, union and non-union workers, and other constituents together to gain concessions and achieve the necessary cost reductions, demonstrating to the government that Chrysler was, indeed, serious about cutting costs and ensuring the survival of the company. With the loans in place and the changes being made within the company, Iacocca and his team began figuring out the best way to tell their story about the new Chrysler.
We do not want anything for free. We're asking for the guarantee of a loan, every last dollar of which will be repaid.
The ad campaign, including print and television, was produced by Kenyon and Eckert and concepted by Ronald DeLuca, a prominent advertising executive who would play a vital role in reviving Chrysler Corporation in the 1980s. In 1967, DeLuca met Lee Iacocca while at Ford Motor Company. When Iacocca joined Chrysler in 1978 to rescue the near-bankrupt company, he persuaded Kenyon and Eckert to leave its $75 million Ford account and support Chrysler. Kenyon and Eckert devised an advertising campaign driven by DeLuca's creative direction, featured Iacocca directly addressing American consumers with frank, straightforward messages. In these commercials, Iacocca is filmed walking the factory floor and extolling the virtues of the new Chrysler. This high-profile strategy helped change public perception and played a significant role in Chrysler's recovery. The commercial's most memorable moment came near the end, when Iacocca delivered the line, "If you can find a better car, buy it." The line was not in the original script, but was added by Iacocca during the shoot. It was a bold statement that spoke to Chrysler's confidence in its new products and helped solidify Iacocca's reputation as a tough, no-nonsense CEO. The commercial and the broader advertising campaign played an essential part in turning around Chrysler's financial position and its reputation. By appearing in the print and television ads and using his straightforward, cut-to-the-chase delivery style, Iacocca helped to humanize the company and build trust with consumers, especially during a time when confidence in domestic automobiles was starting to wane, not just with Chrysler, but Ford and GM as well.
If a manufacturer doesn't have enough confidence in the quality of what he makes, he doesn't have the right to ask you to buy it. And it doesn't make any difference what he makes. Washing machines, toasters, or roller skates. Me, I'm in the car business. And I've been saying for a long time that Chrysler makes cars that are as good, if not better, than anything coming out of America, Europe, or Japan. Now, to show you the kind of confidence we have in the quality of our products, right now, when you buy any new Chrysler, Plymouth, or Dodge American-built passenger car, Chrysler will protect your investment three ways. One, a 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan on the engine and powertrain. Two, 5 years or 50,000 miles rust-through protection on the outside of the car. Three, 5-year or 50,000-mile free scheduled maintenance. Now that's confidence. But let's face it, if we don't believe in our products, why should you? So if you can find better protection, take it. If you can find a better car, buy it.
The iconic commercials played a significant role in Chrysler's turnaround. Iacocca's commercials admitted past mistakes while promoting the new, more efficient models such as the Dodge Aries and Plymouth Reliant. These ads helped reposition Chrysler as a company committed to quality and innovation, leading to a notable increase in sales and market share. The timing of the commercials also proved fortuitous, as the mid-1980s saw a revival of patriotism in all things American. The new Chrysler, with its confident and outspoken leader, fit right in with these times. Iacocca's visibility in these commercials elevated his status to that of a national icon. He became one of the few business executives to achieve celebrity status, even being courted as a potential presidential candidate and authoring best-selling books. His involvement in the commercials also set a trend for CEOs starring in their company's advertisements, emphasizing a personal connection and commitment to the brand that has been emulated by other executives across various industries. The effectiveness of these commercials is evident in Chrysler's recovery. By 1983, Chrysler repaid its government loans 7 years ahead of schedule, demonstrating the financial and operational improvements that were, in part, driven by the successful ad campaign. Iacocca's direct and candid approach in these ads not only saved the company, but also left a lasting legacy in the advertising world. As we conclude this chapter in television advertising history, we hope you've gained a deeper appreciation for what goes into making such an iconic commercial. Thank you for joining us for this episode. And tell us in the comment section what you think about this episode, and we will definitely reply. Also, tell us which commercials you would like to see us do in any upcoming episode. And finally, remember to press the like and subscribe buttons so that we can bring you more insightful episodes on the history of television commercials. Until next time.